How can you adopt lean thinking? Through a few simple principles and practices, you can begin to shape your mind towards lean thinking. Today, we're going to share with you the history of lean thinking, how to adopt it, and how to put it into action. Hi, I'm Jacqueline from Jotform, and let's begin. Over the last 30 years, lean management has changed the business world. It has even become so intermixed with business culture that we hardly notice the specific processes that stem from lean methodology. Essentially, lean seeks to reduce waste and increase value for customers. A current example of this is workflow automation software, as it has some elements of lean in its operations. But lean is more than a workflow methodology or management system. Lean is a way of thinking, and it can have a huge impact on how we conceptualize, approach, and execute our work. When you start thinking lean, you gain the ability to reshape your business, even without adopting the methodology. So, what exactly is lean thinking? To understand the history of lean, let's look at Toyota in the 1950s. Around that time, Toyota was on the verge of bankruptcy, and after visiting Ford's factories, the Toyota leadership team realized how they too could be as successful as Ford. Mainly, they noticed that Ford's production was efficient yet wasteful and inflexible in terms of designs and colors in order to streamline production. Therefore, Toyota engineers determined 7 types of waste hampering both their and Ford's operations and came up with a manufacturing framework to minimize or eliminate the waste entirely. As a result, in the 1980s, two researchers coined the term lean thinking as a way to describe how Toyota's reimagined production system could have applications in other industries. So, in simple terms, lean thinking is a method of analyzing processes to determine the waste that they create, and then adopting a system that works to eliminate it. At its core, lean thinking values continuous improvement and respect for people. Now that we know what lean thinking is, let's look at how to adopt it. Lean management has 5 principles: defining value, mapping the value system, establishing flow, pulling work instead of pushing it, and pursuing perfection. To get there are 3 specific methods of shaping your mind to these principles. First, you'll need direct experience. When Toyota first began to implement their new system, their biggest challenge was getting people to look at their jobs differently. So, company leadership asked management to observe the day to day of their employees in order to understand the issues occurring at an ergonomic level. In turn, the relationship between employees and their supervisors improved and created space for honest discussions, feedback, and collaboration on improvements. These were the spark of moments of inspiration and breakthroughs. Then, you'll need to practice constantly. The main question a lean organization asks is, how can we make this better? This question applies to both products and services as well as the processes that create them. But this question is not reserved for leadership. It's a solution focused mindset that every worker should adopt. Ultimately, the more they seek to refine the processes they work within day in and day out, the easier their jobs will be in the long run. The third method is group study, as lean organizations generally create a culture focused on inquiry and continuous improvement. Even if you're not directly connected to this kind of work, it is possible to study it through classes, online communities, readings, and group meetings. Gathering to study lean management itself can have the same benefits of working with it directly. So, how can you put this all into action? The best way to improve your lean thinking skills is to implement its methods into your organization through a variety of tools. One tool you can try are Kanban boards, which are a simple and appealing way to visualize stages of work and the tasks required within each stage. Another option is to use Jotform's form templates to encourage teamwork and feedback. And you can even create standardized work protocols through Jotform's workflow templates and approvals form, ensuring that the quality of your products and services is consistent. As a society, we often see changes as difficult and tiresome, but one of the great things about lean is that it acknowledges perfection as an evolving ideal to seek over time, instead of a fixed standard to meet and adhere to. So, lean thinking increases productivity and relieves stress. Beginning to study lean thinking will create momentum towards a change within your organization and the way in which your employees work. We learned a lot about lean thinking today, so let's briefly recap before wrapping up. We discovered that lean thinking was born out of Toyota's observation of wasteful processes and, in turn, their creation of a system focused on reducing waste. We saw that to adopt lean thinking, you need to define value, map the value system, establish flow, pull work, not push it, and pursue perfection. Also, we discussed how direct experience, constant practice, and group study can attune your mind to lean thinking. And we showed you how tools like Jotform's templates can help you to put all of that knowledge into action. Again, I'm Jacqueline from Jotform, and thank you so much for watching. See you later.